Alright, what is going on my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and the Grand Feast Sugo-Fest is here. Now look, I don't have that many Grand Feast stones, you know, I've got a little over 1,000. I don't really care about co-op quests that much. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. And look, we're just going to be doing, I think, maybe a little over 10 multis here. We do get the guaranteed Sentomaru, which is the important thing. You at least want to get a copy of the free-to-play unit. If you get really good luck and you get a good ranking score against other people, you're going to get additional copies to level up the characters, level limit break, or everything like that. We're going to just jump straight into this one. Let's go ahead and get started. So in terms of the characters that are the ones you actually want to pull, the number one character you want to pull in the Grand Feast Sugo-Fest in order to get a high score is going to be Kizaru characters. So if you get Kizaru Rare Recruits, if you get Kizaru Legends, that is what you want to get. The best possible character you can get is going to be the Kizaru and Fujitora character as a 6-star. That is the number one character to pull for the amount of points that you get out of it, because it's the most recent Kizaru character that you can get, and the fact that if you get it as a 6-star character, it will have a much higher score. We get a red to start us off, which is good. We get a Trafalgar Law, which is a 6-star legend, actually, so that's pretty cool. That is going to give us like a decent amount of points, all things considered, but it may get overtaken later on. 23,000, yeah, 23,000 isn't like a crazy score, but still, that's cool. We get a guaranteed legend at the end of this multi here. Remember, once you start pulling past your 5th multi, that is where you will start to, you know, replace the 5 that you have. We do get the new Sentomaru there, which is great. So this is automatically going to have a decent score because we get a guaranteed legend at the end. We're guaranteed to get the Sentomaru here as well. Should show up here. There we go. There's the new Sentomaru. Remember that the Sentomaru comes as a 5-star unit, and then in the next upcoming Kizuna Clash, you're going to get the opportunity to pick up the Super Evolution Skulls to evolve that character. We got another Rare Recruit Sentomaru there, which may actually give us a decent amount of points. And then we get Young Whitebeard as a 5-star. So yeah, not going to be a crazy amount of points, but it is actually decent. Yeah, 29k is okay. Now it says the last wanted poster is a Grand Feast Sugo-Fest only character, which means that it can be, you know, characters like the new Sentomaru. It can also be like the Yamato, the Zoro, the Hiyori, the Vegapunk. Any of those units that have debuted in the Grand Feast Sugo-Fest are available here on the last poster. Getting a legend along the way too is always a good thing for points. Let's see who else we get here. Of course, we want to see Kizaru's. There we go. There's the new Vegapunk from the Grand Feast Sugo-Fest. And our legend is going to be Blackbeard. And then hopefully this is Sentomaru. That would be best case scenario for us here. It's going to be a double Vegapunk. Okay. This should still actually be okay for points. The double Vegapunk. Yeah, 39k? That's huge. Oh, Mihawk is counted as a point booster in this as well. Yeah, that's kind of massive, actually. God damn, dude. Alright, next one is a guaranteed legend. So hopefully we got to get something in the middle here to give us a lot of points. Another red would be cool, or again, more Grand Feast Sugo-Fest characters give you a lot of additional points. So that's the obvious goal here. Doesn't look very good so far. No, this one's going to be a dud. Unless if the last poster is a Kizaru legend, I don't see how this is going to be all that great. No, it's going to be Shirahoshi and Mancherry. How much was that? That was literally our worst multi. Yeah, that was really bad. Alright, so multi number 5, the last wanted poster is guaranteed to be Sentomaru. That's great. That's already going to give us a lot of points. Everything here looks bad, though. Yeah, these animations are terrible. So we're just kind of hoping that we get something in the middle here to kind of buff the points a little bit. If we could get an additional Grand Feast Sugo-Fest character, that would help us out a lot, but not expecting too much here exactly. We did get the Grand Feast Zoro, and is that Mihawk? Was that Mihawk one as well? He might have been. And the Yamato, dude, hold up. This multi might be actually kind of cracked. Yo, this multi, hold up. This multi actually might be alright. So we get the Sentomaru as well. Hang on, how many points was this? 46,000 points. We got, so Hiyori's a point booster as well. Oh yeah, that's right, because one of the Grand Feast Sugo-Fest characters is a Hiyori, so essentially any Hiyori is boosted. So we got a lot of good characters on that one. That's fantastic. God damn, dude. Alright, next is, we're moving on to the second 5 here, so we get a 50 gem multi with no additional buffs along the way, so you can't really expect too much here from the 50 gem multis, but the 100 Grand Feast Stone multis, that's where you obviously get the additional steps along the way. I'm not really expecting too much to really be occurring in this multi. This one looks pretty mediocre. Not really much happening here. I don't know, Kuma might be a point booster, I'm not 100% sure. Either way, this multi is terrible. I think this is definitely the worst multi we've had so far, right? Yes, it was. 20,000 points. Let's take that one off, let's update that, and let's move on. Next is a guaranteed legend. Let's see what we got here. Nothing really too crazy. We did get some gold there. So we're just hoping for some Grand Feast Sugo-Fest characters in the middle. And I guess as time moves on and more Grand Feast characters come out, it is going to make the amount of points that people can actually earn in a multi raise actually quite a lot. There we go, Grand Feast Sugo-Fest Hiyori. Because you'll be able to acquire more of these characters, which ultimately give you more points. But of course, not only you're going to be earning more points, but everyone else is going to be earning more points as well. And then Shirahoshi. Okay, this one is not a great multi either. Yep, it is also... actually, it's 26k. Alright, we're going to get rid of the 21k. So we're going to buff our points up a little bit. The last one in poster is a Grand Feast character. But these animations are terrible. These animations are terrible. So... I don't know. I don't see too many situations for us to actually buff the amount of points that we currently have. I think I saw we currently have 166,000. I don't think there's going to be many opportunities for us to bump that up in the last handful of multis that we have here. And I'm not going to go out of my way to farm more Grand Feast Sugo-Fest stones because I really don't like co-op quests that much. I really don't. So that's going to be pretty much it for us in terms of what we're going to be pulling here. We did get the Sentomaru, which is actually quite good. This might be okay for points. 26,000, okay, so we can dump the 23,000, almost 24,000. So we're at 168. Next one is a guaranteed legend. Let's see here. Okay, guaranteed legend at the end, so we want to see a red in the middle, or we could get some Grand Feast characters in the middle. That'd be great. Okay, double red multi is always nice to see, especially if you end up pulling a 6-star character, you get more points because of it. Hopefully we can pull a Kizaru legend in here, just to give us a big bump in points. Let's see. Okay, Usopp, not ideal. No Grand Feast characters? We did get Hiyori. Okay, so double legend plus Hiyori could be pretty good. And then Robin and Koala. This one might be okay. 28,000, so we're going to dump this one, the 26,000 multi. And we're at 171 now, so we're getting there, Alright, next, we are going to do this one, which is all wanted posters 10% chance to be a legend. Doesn't look very good. This one looks awful. Are we even going to get a red? I don't think so. That's pretty unlucky. Usually you should get at least one, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Okay. Well, Grand Feast characters maybe? Maybe not. Kyoshiro. Doesn't look good at all. God damn, this is so bad. This is so bad. No reds. That's a massive yikes for a 10% chance to get a red. Ew. Yeah, this one was a huge L. What was that? 18,000 points? Yeah, that was by far and away our worst multi. We do have 236 more stones, so we can do 3 more multis. So this is just a 50 gem one. Nothing too crazy going on here. But then we'll have enough to do 2 additional pulls. We did get the Sentomaru here, which is nice. Double Sento. Dude, hold up. This might be kind of cracked. If we get, so we got a Zoro there. There's one Sentomaru. Any other good point boosters? Rebecca. Double Sento. I don't know if that's going to carry us enough to get additional points. And a Kuma. Let's see here. Where does that leave us? 37k! God damn, dude. Alright, well, we're going to dump this one. And that's going to give us to 182. God damn, dude. Guaranteed legend coming up. Alright. Again, legend at the end. Hopefully some stuff in the middle here would be really nice. Any other additional reds? Another red, which is good. And then we just want Grand Feast units from now. Let's see some Grand Feast units. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Kizaru? Maybe? Sanji Judge? Okay. I've always loved this artwork of Sanji Judge. It's so good. 10. And then 11. Hopefully Kizaru. Ulti page 1. Ulti page 1. What does this leave us? 25. Nope, not good enough. And then this is going to be our last pull, which is all wanted posters, 10% chance to get a legend. No, we don't have enough. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll go ahead and do that in my own time. I guess I'll post on my community tab if this ends up being good or not. But that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching this one, guys. Things actually went pretty well for us. We actually got a lot of points. And where does that rank us right now? 1758. That's actually not too bad, all things considered. Like, considering that we ultimately, you know, haven't done that many pulls. We actually got a pretty good score. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.